Richard, we need to put this on schedule the day before so I can click notify me. I think you're right. My apologies. Actually, never even really thought about that people would do that. Afternoon to you, Richard. I'll make sure to start doing that, putting it up the night before so people can click that button. That's a good point. Live and learn, right? All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I'm ready to get started. Hopefully you are as well. We're pausing this. We're getting going. All right, just a reminder, this is not financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please feel free to pause this, read through this, and that way you know I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is all for education, informational purposes only. Great. All right, so I have done a little bit of pre stuff. I threw some details up here for you all, just to hopefully explain or help explain as we're going through, what we're looking for. It's the same stuff every single time, every single Wednesday, every single Friday. Looking for 3-day cycle, looking for weekly templates, and looking for signal days. What does that actually incorporate? The 3-day cycle is going to be the exact same template as the weekly templates and the signal day templates. It's just different days of the week, if that makes sense. All right, weekly templates is that Monday through Wednesday, and then Wednesday through Friday. Signal days, you could have a Monday, and then Tuesday a first green, and then Wednesday a trade. You could have a bunch of different combinations of trades, right? You have inside days, outside days, 3 days of breakouts, first red, first green day. Yeah, so all those different things is what we're looking for and what we're always looking for. And then frame the day. So this is step one, right? Once you're capable of identifying this detail and noticing, hey, this is the type of template, objectively, like, hey, this day is closed, these previous 2 days have done this, now I know what to look for the next day. Now, on the day itself, which is where we're at right now, 8:03 in the morning, on this beautiful Wednesday morning, and looking at the day itself to say, hey, this pair is still completing the things based off the previous day that I want to see, and I should be watching this pair. We're determining whether or not at 9:30, if this could be a better pair or a better instrument than other ones, so that way I know to focus more on this one. And then when it comes down, because I could do that, I could frame a day and say, hey, this is my pair. What is going on with this thing? This is my pair. All right, this is my pair. This is the thing that I'm looking at, and I want to be watching. And then once it's time to actually execute, it doesn't do what I want it to do, right? So I could get all the way to step 3 and realize, hey, this just is not the trade for me because of X, Y, and Z. All right, so I'm looking for, but once I do get to execution, what am I actually looking for? Looking for a short squeeze, long squeeze pattern, which would be higher highs and higher lows. And then they make a lower low, lower high, so a long squeeze. And then lower lows, lower highs, higher high, higher low, looking for a short squeeze. All right. Or looking for parabolic channels. And a lot of times that will come in the form of some kind of peak formation high, peak formation low, consolidation in the middle. They spike up, they spike down, they pull back up on the inside, and then you get a channel or a channel, and then I trade it accordingly to that channel. Okay, so those are my entry methods. The only patterns that I really want to see when I'm about to execute a trade. Just real quick, everybody, is my sound good? If everybody just throw up a 1, or am I just speaking forever? Everything sound good, look good? Everybody can see okay? I don't want to do an entire 45 minutes and then someone says something and I'm like, oh my gosh. Wouldn't be a pips to profit stream without some kind of crazy technical difficulty, but hopefully we make it through. All right, good stuff. Appreciate it. So all of that being said, I know this has been a 6-minute introduction to, we haven't even started the analysis, but that's okay because I want this to be widely informative as well as, you know, the actual function of going through the analysis for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up, I've shown this the last couple of streams. Seems to be pretty popular. People really like seeing this. So I'm going to go through it again. Tips and tricks. This is the templates that we're looking for Monday through Wednesday. Let's see. 3, 5, and 6 can be ignored. 1 through 4 and number 7 is good. All right. These are the templates that we are looking for. It has a bunch of words. It's just basically a description of what the template could be. So market closed on the outside of the opening range on a Tuesday. So Monday makes a high and a low. Tuesday closes outside. Essentially a opening range breakout. Maybe you should renumber those. I really should, because I do this every single time I show this. Market closes a failed breakout on Tuesday. So Monday makes a high and a low. Tuesday breaks out, pulls back down on the inside and fails. So maybe looking at going back towards the other side of the range. Unless, of course, the next day we start breaking out again to the upside. If Monday's breakout fails and then Tuesday's breakout fails to the end of the week, high potential for parabolic trend trade. Monday, basically spiking above Friday's high or below Friday's low. Tuesday spiking below Monday's low and then pulling back up into the Monday's range. Peak formation high, peak formation low, right? Consolidation in the middle. Looking for channels, looking for squeezes. Same exact template. If Tuesday hits both sides of the opening range, same exact template, just slightly different presentation. So Monday's high and low, Tuesday spikes both sides, pulls back up on the inside of Monday's range. Still looking for squeezes, still looking for channels on Wednesday. Still could be or is a 3-day template. It's just presented slightly different. Number 7, this is my least favorite one, and the one that I try to avoid, is when Tuesday breaks out of Monday's high or low and then goes up 3 levels. All right. The only reason I don't particularly, I'm not too fond of this is because there's too many probabilities for the next day. It could go into a narrow range whipsaw consolidation day. It could go into a trend opportunity, or it could break down and go back the other way. Sometimes it can be very difficult to gauge which one it is doing. So I try to kind of avoid that. All right. So opening range breakouts, breakout, close. Asia makes a lower low. London, trend trade. Asia makes a higher high. London, New York, trend trade. Asia makes a lower low, pullback, continuation. All right, so we're looking for the opening range breakout. Structurally, we're breaking down. We want to see the continuation. And we want to see the pump up. The pump up is the key, all right? The key to not getting chopped. Lower low, lower high. I want to be in on the lower high. I don't want to be chasing price down low and getting squeezed out for no reason. Opening range breakout. Asia makes a lower low. London pulls back. New York is the trade. This is a good one. This is the one that I keep showing over and over again because, again, the pullback is the key, right? Remember these 1-bar ranges? If you didn't check out the market structure video from this previous weekend, make sure you check that out. 1-bar range. This is something I learned from Al Brooks. Not getting chopped up and caught up in these ranges. Really important stuff. Really been useful to me, and hopefully it's useful to all of you. You want to see these pop-ups, though. They make lower lows. You want to see them pull back, so that way the pullback, you at least have distance to get back down to the low, so you can actually take a trade, or else your probability of getting chopped up. Again, opening range breakout. Asia makes a higher high, pulls back. New York is the trade. All right, so kind of getting the idea. All right, so this is opening range breakout, except we get a lower low on the inside on Wednesday and a pump up for the continuation to go down or the reversal to go back down. So this is what that was saying about, I know I'm going through this very fast, but that's the point. Opening range breakout, lower low on the inside, unless the breakout fails on the following day. So that was part of the tips and tricks slide. Same exact template, but flipped over in a different pair, different week, right? Lower low or an opening range breakout. And then instead of Asia breaking down, Asia makes a higher high and pulls back. And now we're going back up to the upside. Good stuff. Okay, opening range breakout. Asia makes a higher high, pulls back. London, rectangle at the low of the day. Vertical move. Beautiful. Okay, Inside days, opening range, pretty wide range, something to really be looking at. What kind of opening range are you in? If it's super wide like this, something to kind of think about. I'm not saying overcomplicate it and make it like part of your, oh my gosh, the world's going to end because I have a wide range opening. You don't have to go crazy with it. Hey, the opening range was wide. What did Tuesday do? And then you can make decisions. Wide range, then we get a, not quite a narrow range, but we get inside day here. So that's a lot of information coming into this day. 3 peaks to the high, big stair-stepping motion, perfect reversal. Good stuff. Anyway, so I go through these templates. Same thing. This is the one that I was talking about that I don't really care for, is when they stair-step their way out. We got 3 sessions of breakout. They're way up high. Now it did break down over here and pull back, which is ideal. So that would be kind of my ideal template. All right. Now, of course, all of these are in line with the playbook. All right. All of these have direct relations to this. This is my note card style of exactly what to look for. Notice that these were basically gold for the past 2 days in a row. All right. Except gold didn't reverse strongly. I did take a trade on gold yesterday, took 30 ticks, and then it just wasn't following through, so I closed. But this was the template that I was looking at. All right, this is kind of, again, think about the tips and tricks. Peak formation low, peak formation high, consolidation in the middle. Peak formation high, peak formation low, consolidation in the middle. Squeeze, same thing, squeeze. All right, inside day. First green days, breakout days. Shows me exactly what I need to do and look for. All right, people have been asking about this, so I'm just kind of scrolling through it real quick. Again, first green day traps, down moving market, strongly down moving market. We get a first green day, watch closing price. That's my big thing with first green day traps. Watch closing price, look at where the volume is trapped. Same thing here. First green day over 2 days, breaking down. You get a first green day in a strongly down moving market that traps the next day. So a trap over the course of 2 days. Same thing here, first red day. All right, looking for first red day trade on the following day. My video this week on YouTube is about first red and first green days and signal days in general, so hopefully that's useful. First red day trap, same thing. We get a breakout, strongly trending market to the upside. We get a first red day thinking, hope it's going down tomorrow. Just kidding. Watch closing price for the trap. Traps over the course of 2 days. First red day, trap the next day. All right, so this is all in line with that playbook, just in more of a note card style fashion. Trading markets, all that stuff. Right. Good. So I've gone over the weekly templates that we're looking for. I've gone over a little bit about signal days, kind of, sort of, and the playbook. So what we're looking for when we're going through today and looking at these different pairs. It took me about 15 minutes to do that, which means I've got a good solid 45 minutes to go through 5 pairs and whichever pairs you all would like to see. Let's go over the NASDAQ first, as always. All right. Okay, number 1, first thing that I've noticed is that Monday was an inside day. And then yesterday, immediately following, is now an outside day. And also a breakout day. We'll get that in there in a second. Okay. That inside day was also probably a first green day. Adjust this because I'm really weird about my chart colors and all this weird stuff. Whatever. Here we go. Okay, so we had an inside day and a first green day. And then on the next day, we get an outside day and a day that closes in breakout to the upside. This is breakout day 1. All right, don't get all breakout day 1. Don't get confused. If you are right now, you're looking at this like, oh my gosh, what does that even mean? Go back. Think. What did the template say? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We've closed in breakout on a Tuesday. Asia's made a higher high. London's made a higher high. We've pulled back. Okay, so we got a bit of a rectangle formed here. Good stuff. Breakout day 1, I would be looking for higher high, pullback, continuation, unless it starts to fail. The only way that I know if it's going to start to fail is if we got a lower low. Let's say that instead of continuing to go higher right now, we get a lower low and a pullback. I would say, okay, that's a lower low on the inside and a pullback on day 3. I'm going to look for a pump up and a dump. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to look for a squeeze to go higher. Okay. Previous week's high is pretty far away. I think it's all the way up here. So that might be a little bit ambitious. And again, if we start making lower lows, lower highs, the market only does 3 things. Right now, we've broken out to the upside, but it doesn't mean that it has to succeed and continue to go higher. Oh boy, I got to sneeze. Hopefully it comes out. Holy cow. All right. US30. Gold. Yep, we're getting to gold. In fact, let's go back. Let's take a look at the 3-day cycle as well. Hey, this is day 1 of the 3-day cycle. Why is this day 1? They've spiked the low of the current week, and it failed. They've hit the other side. We've gone up, broke out, day 1. All right, outside days are usually going to be day 1s. Not always, but for the most part, they are. Day 1 of the cycle. And then day 2. However, it's day 3 of the week, so we can look for 3-day templates, which is what our main focus is going to be. The fact that we're in this first green day, inside day, outside day, breakout day 1, that's what I'm really going to focus on, not so much the 3-day cycle, but I at least wanted to point that out to you for those of you learning the 3-day cycle. US30. All right, another day 1 of the cycle, but not a first green day. So let's go back and take a look. Monday, opening range. Tuesday, breakout has failed. We pulled back up on the inside of the range. Other side of the week is right up here. We're making lower lows and I'm on a 15 too. Okay, lower lows and lower highs. Pulled back, went lower, made a higher high. So we've broken out or broken back up and are now making higher highs and higher lows. Good, good, good. Really just putting all these lines up here for you not to kind of help track the structure of everything. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. And this. Is US30 not first red day? Holy cow. First red day, we are all the way down here. Now, am I saying it can't go back down today? No, that's not what I'm saying. But you want... Remember, with first red day, I'm usually going to look for a large pump up, a first red day, and then the next day. Because what you really want, or at least personally, you know, what I really want would be like, let's say a Monday that pumps up really high. So this would be like, oh, this is where the pump began. This is the low of the week. And then Tuesday tries to go higher and then fails. You get a first red day. So now we've closed below the open for that day. Day 1 of the cycle, we come into the next day. Then we get a lower low, and then it rolls over and goes vertical. And then now it becomes not only a breakout of this day, but also maybe we're going to go back for the low of the week with volume trapped at the high of the week. That would make, you know, the most sense. Or maybe, for example, what if this doesn't eventuate on this day? So maybe we just get a breakout day on Wednesday and it closes. Things are evolving. You get a first red day. It doesn't go anywhere, but you get a breakout day 1. So now on the next day, breakout day 1, the market only does 3 things. Maybe it's going to roll over on that day. All right. Not to overcomplicate your question, but I do think that that's a pretty commonly asked one. So I want to make sure, hopefully, we're bettering the understanding. Anyways, US30. First thing I've noticed, 3 days of breakouts, or at least 3 days of shorts being triggered into the market. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We failed now on this day. This is day one of the cycle. We still have not hit previous day's high, but we're consolidating directly underneath of it. Now I'm putting all these details up here. Do I think this is the best pair? I don't know. It's not exactly my favorite, but we're going to see. All right, I'm going to put this up here just to make sure that I know when I'm looking at this later. We are making higher highs and higher lows, and I'm good with that. Okay, put up the signal up here, 3 days breakouts. All right, so with 3 days breakouts, the very next thing that I always check is structure. All right, so I actually did the structure first, but I noticed the higher highs first, and then coming back and taking a look at what signal days I have. I don't have a first green day, but I do have 3 days of breakouts to the downside, 3 days of shorts being triggered into the market, and a higher high on the inside. So now I can look for a short squeeze. We've made a higher high. Do I want to just get in as we're pulling higher? No. We would need to see some kind of higher high, breakout pullback, preferably the low of the day. Usually when I'm looking for these trades, I really want to be getting in down here, or at least this is a 1 bar range, a 1 bar breakout, something like that. Breakout, engulfment, pin hammer. That would be good, but I just need to insert, this speed 9:30 instead of right now. It's only 8:22 in the morning, and we're talking about this. So I'm going to need to wait and see. US30, maybe not my favorite for the day. Okay, Russell. I think Russell's very similar to NASDAQ as far as template appearance. We had an inside day on Monday. 3 days of breakouts to the downside. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so maybe this had a little bit to do with yesterday's short squeeze. Then we get an inside day. Opening range for the week. Now we have a day one of the 3-day cycle and possibly a first green day. This was a narrow range day. Narrow range days. Watch for explosive days the next day. Okay, so this is the first green day. Outside day. And let's see. And breakout day one. Oh, man. Come on. Me and TradingView are going to... There we go. We're going to go 6 rounds, I swear. There we go. All right, we got breakout day one. Outside day. So basically in breakout to the upside. All right. Tuesday, opening range breakout. We made a higher high in Asia. This is a 15, so this is good. I think this is still in play. All right, so same thing as the NASDAQ. Higher high, would be looking for a squeeze. What do you consider when you have first green day and then the low is taken again? All right, TR. So I think it depends on the context of what you're asking, or the presentation of what you're asking. Did I already close the playbook? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Oh no, it's not gonna. There we go. Okay, so it could be a trap. So like these first red day traps. First red day and then the high is taken. Like over here, you get a first red and then the high is taken the next day and it's a breakout day. That's pretty important stuff. Now, if, for example, I think maybe what you're asking, and I could be wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Let's say that this was a first green day and they trade back down into the previous day's low. and then it reverses off of that low, like in the same day, it's really up to you. Usually I invalidate first red day setups if they start, or first green. So like, let's say that this was a first green day and then they break out to the downside. A lot of times I'm going to invalidate my first red day setup, or first green day, excuse me, at least on this day, and then I'll just watch the next day. All right, let's go to oil. Oil. Second, yeah, you can call it a second green day, or you can call it just really what it is. It's an outside day, sure, but it's also breakout day one. Um, and again, TR, that's kind of like how things start to evolve. You could say, hey, this is, first green day or whatever, and then hey, this, you could call it second green day. It just, at this point, it becomes a battle of what to call it, because it is a breakout day one. But regardless of what you call it, if you call it second green day, if you call it breakout day one, or day one of this, whatever you want to call it, you're still looking for the exact same things, and that's really the important part. I'm looking for 3 levels of drop and a short squeeze pattern. I'm looking for higher highs, pullback, short squeeze pattern, and all that stuff. So breakout day one is the signal day for day two trend or reversal. Correct. So breakout day one, we're in breakout. That's where Stacey Burke talks about other time frame traders are driving this move. We know that big money or all other time frames are participating right now on that instrument, and that's where the big moves are coming from. So reversal, again, going back to the playbook, and also that tips and tricks slide. We have a breakout. So what do I look for the next day? I look for Asia to make a higher high, London to pull back, or London to make a higher high and pull back for a New York squeeze, or Wednesday starts to break down. We start getting lower lows, lower highs, and then, yeah. Yep. Hopefully that was a decent enough explanation, TR, for you and everyone else that was wondering the same thing. Okay, oil. Sorry. Got a little distracted. All right, here we go. So oil, very wide range, opening range. Good stuff. Day one of the cycle, broke out, breakout failed, barely. Barely. All right. Nope, we're going to skip those ads. I want you all to be able to see everything. See it all. All right, day one. Today's day two of the 3-day cycle. Okay, so let's go back, and I need to zoom out a little bit. It looks like we actually had a breakout. This all lines up from what I'm seeing here. This lines up pretty well. Breakout, low of week. Breakout fails. Day one, day two. Day three. So now we have like peak formation low, peak formation high. Looks good. Do I actually have anything on this pair? Breakout day one. Second day shorts triggered in. Now we have 3 days of shorts triggered in. 3 days of shorts. Hopefully you all are already thinking the next thing, which is structure. Yep. Probably should collect my brain cells. Appreciate that, TR. All right, so we're making higher highs and higher lows. They broke the high, so I'm going to look. Where do they pull back? Down here. Yep, I know. It's lagging a little bit. I already fixed it. I think this is all I can do. Monday, Tuesday, we didn't quite break out any further, but we are now. So I can project this across. I think I'm going to leave oil alone. Let's go to gold. All right, this is everybody's favorite, gold. Fan favorite. All right, so gold. The reason I took this trade yesterday, number one, on Monday, let's go back. Playbook. This is what I was looking for. All right, number one, I really like to see 3 or 4 weeks of breakouts in one direction before I have this pattern. So, like either on the 3rd or 4th week, receiving this pattern makes it more high probability. You're in an overextended market that is blown off in a direction. The probability of them trapping volume up high to reverse is up pretty high. Okay, 3 or 4 weeks of breakouts, ending in 2 or 3 days of breakouts, or just 3 sessions of rise outside of a previous day's level. All right, that's the template or the setup that I was really searching for. So let's kind of compare and contrast exactly what that means. This has been going down. Gold has been going down. Week 1 down, week 2 down. So we've been going down for 2 weeks. And then on this day, we get 3 sessions of breakout to the upside. So this could be a very strong pull in the opposite direction, basically breaking out and going the other way and pulling in that direction. So on this day, I was very, very, very cautious about taking that trade because we were coming off of a fresh downtrend and reversing to a strong uptrend, and that's usually going to get you smashed pretty hard. So on this day over here, seeing it 2 days in a row, I was like, okay, I'm going to look for the exact same things. This is going to be my only focus. But the same thing is over here. I need to wait for higher high, lower low. All right, so I'm going to wait for a higher high and then a lower low. We get the higher high and the lower low. Max, I don't know what you're going on about, but I'm about to remove you from my stream. All right, so this had made a higher high and then broke down and made a lower low, and this is where I started looking to get in. It just didn't follow through. It pulled back and then did not quite follow through. All right, so that was that. Took about 30 ticks. Now, usually this trade, I'm looking to go back to here. All right, previous day's high or closing price from the previous day, which is be pretty close together, about right here. Timeout. Let me see how to. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, gold. So let's take a look at gold for today. 3 days breakouts, 3 days longs in the market. And then higher highs and higher lows. Nice. All right, so Monday opening range, Tuesday opening range breakout. We've closed 3 sessions of rise again, so probably not my favorite template. But yeah, they came down 3 levels of drop. It's a pretty good squeeze in London. Do I use supply and demand? No, I do not. I think that's so. I use 3 pushes, right, and that's pretty subjective. Let's be honest. It's pretty subjective, but I'm just gauging structure. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, engulfments. I'm looking once I get my engulfment, that kind of shows me where my 3 pushes is. And that helps me quite a bit, Cody. I don't know if that was a Marine joke or what, but that's funny. Anyways. All right. This is pretty much all I can do. So let's go back and take a look. I think NASDAQ, breakout day one, and also coiled. It doesn't look like it's made a move today or made its move in general. It's already triggered previous day's high, so we know other time frames are involved. Same with the Russell. I think those are probably my two favorites for today. I think gold might be worth watching just to see how it continues to develop over the next hour, but other than that, I'm pretty content with just watching indexes. To be honest, nothing has me jumping out of my chair on this Wednesday morning. Nothing has made me look at it and go, wow, this is perfect. To be honest, yesterday when I came, having seen gold go 3 sessions of rise for the 2 days in a row, I was like, this is all I'm going to focus on. This is exactly what I want. And it just didn't work out, and that's fine. But nothing else has me doing that this morning, so we will see. Do I trade any Forex pairs? No, I don't trade Forex anymore. And also, the Forex pairs on futures is a little crazy to trade. So I really just stick to indexes, commodities, gold and oil. Is there any pairs that you would all like to see? Anything? I have all of my... I've got a lot of stuff. All right, I've got it all over here. So if you want to see anything in particular... M being formed? I have no idea. Wait, I mean, there's a 15-minute engulfment going back down, but... Pound yen. Bitcoin futures. Okay. All right, let's do pound yen first. Hey, this looks real similar to... of course, this pair is going to move better in Asia and London, but... again, this is the exact same template that we just looked at on NASDAQ and the Russell. Big down move, inside day, first green day, breakout day one, and then Asia breakout, pullback, continuation. This probably is one of those trades that I would have looked to take Asia or London, except now, how long have we been going down? Yeah, I don't know. It does have 3 sessions of breakout. That's the only other thing that I would maybe be looking at. Get a breakout, base, space, but there's no ramp going up into the high. If anything, we're just pulling back. I wouldn't even draw this like that. That's just wrong. We're just pulling back. I would need to see a higher high, lower low, and then I would look to take that back down to here. That's the only other evolution of this template that I would be looking at. But this is, in my opinion, it's going to be low probability like gold, because this might be coming off of a fresh down move, and we might be switching around to go back up. I don't know for sure, but that would be my thoughts. Let's see. Bitcoin futures. Yep. I think Bitcoin futures isn't Bitcoin at like 100K now or something? Some crazy number. The playbook is not available for download, but I have shown it on stream quite a few times. So probably just scroll back through the stream and take pictures of all of it, and you'll be fine. Let's see. All right. Bitcoin, Monday opening range, Tuesday failed breakout. We continue to go higher, but it's 3 days of shorts base. Or gosh, I did it again. Holy cow. 3 days of logs triggered into the market to go higher. We've triggered previous week's high. As far as like actual 3-day templates, though, I don't see one. The only thing that I would be looking for, I was just about to say that TR. is kind of like a turtle peak pattern. Now, I've got all these weird, stupid animal names for for these trades. Please don't take anything from these silly names that I've given things. It's actually just a way for me to visualize and honestly to get a little chuckle out of it, but whatever. Uh, they keep poking their head out of the shell, all right, and then they keep pulling it back on the inside. So they pop up one day, they pop up 2 days, and then now they're popping up for the third day. And a lot of times this is like a build up, and then it'll kind of roll over or capitulate, either on this day here or on tomorrow. They keep poking their head up. We're going to see if we go back to the tail end of this thing. That's the only thing I would possibly be looking for on this. As far as a 3-day template, how would I know that that's a trade that I'd be willing to take? I would go down to a 5-minute chart and I would look at higher highs, higher lows, look for a lower low, and then look for the lower high, try to get it on the lower high. That's what I would personally do. Rising wedge. Honestly, that's probably what the turtle peak pattern is just a rising wedge, and I've just given it some stupid name. But yeah. Good stuff, Jack. What was the other one? Australian dollar? S&P 500. I got you, Richard. I think I've seen you ask that multiple times. My fault. Breakouts day 2, breakouts day 3, opening range. We broke out. Are we making lower lows now? Yep. Okay, so this is another one. Again, go back to tips and tricks. I'm not just looking for random charts. I'm looking for ones that fit the bill. All right. Breakout. Day 1, 2, and now we're into 3. We've started making lower lows. Okay, so what would I have to look for? The only thing I could possibly look for is a pump up and a continuation, which looks like it's already either starting, happening, or they're working the low right now. I don't know. But probably not going to be my best trading opportunity. Best trading opportunity would have been higher highs and higher lows. They make a lower low on the inside of the day's range and pump it back up for the London session. It looks like this trade came in London, and that's just all there is to it. Lower low, lower high, 3 pushes, 1, 2, 3, up, down, up, engulfment, peak formation high. That's probably going to look even more clean on the 5. Yep. Okay, so you get your lower low, 3 pushes into the high, first engulfment, second engulfment, peak formation. There's the M. But the trade was in first hour London. In my opinion. Of course, this could continue to go lower. I really don't know, but this is where I would personally be looking to get in. S&P 500. If I could find it. Oh my gosh, not that one. Do some reorganizing here. There we go. Yeah. And TR, this is exactly why I don't watch every single index, because a lot of times S&P and the NASDAQ track pretty close. They look pretty similar, look the same. So outside day, breakouts day 1. Now this one did make a higher high. Barely. And then it came down and made a lower low, but barely. All right, so we might be having a little bit of a peak low, peak high scenario on this on the day, 3-session setup. 9:30 could be interesting. We'll see. All right, but yeah, the same thing as the NASDAQ. Any other pairs? We still got 15 minutes left. GU. Brandon asked a question earlier. I'm going to have to scroll back, or Brandon, if you can copy and paste that sucker in there. All right, Monday, opening range. Pretty wide range. Tuesday, not an inside day, but a narrow range day. They closed pretty much at their open. I think Monday was probably a good first green day, right? Yeah. Big down move. Breakout on a Friday. Failure on a Monday. So day 1, day 2. Day 3. Might need to transition this over. This looks like first green. Inside. Which did result in a first green day trade, but this, look at this 1 bar range. This thing is immaculate. Look how choppy. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're still on the inside of Monday. Basically got one of these going on. On the day itself, higher highs and higher lows until there was no more. Looks like we made this lower low and pumped it back up. What is the inside and outside days? Sorry if this is basic info for everybody. No worries. So, broad terms. Inside day, outside day is an inside bar or an outside bar on a daily chart. That's it. That's all it is. Why is that a signal, though? The reason it's a signal is because it's going to turn into a chart pattern on the daily chart. Inside bar is usually either a pause or a reason for reversal. If you go just study your inside, or excuse me, go study any chart. It doesn't matter if you study the daily or if you study a 1 hour. If you go find inside bars and just look at how they behave. So you get a bar, then you get an inside bar. If you have the understanding that on the next bar, they're either going to retest the low and the high, or maybe in the next 2 bars, they'll retest the low 1 bar, and then the next bar, they'll go back to the high, or it'll break out of that inside bar and pull back and then continue to go higher. That's the only things that are going to happen. That's why it could be a part of a signal or a setup, is because we're looking at inside days on a daily chart and looking for a 3-day opportunity. So, for example, goodness gracious, there we go. Let's say that we get like a breakout day on a Monday. They broke out of Friday's high. And then on the next day, you get a Tuesday that's inside of Monday's high and low. But maybe it's like pulling back a little bit or something like that, right? And then the next day, Wednesday, you would say, okay, well, we're either going to break out and reverse or break out and continue to trend. And then we get higher high, like a short squeeze pattern, or like a breakout pullback and a squeeze pattern. Okay, so now we're looking at possible trend continuation of the breakout, pause day, inside day, continuation the next day. It's a template, right? The difference between this and a reversal day could be you get a breakout day that maybe turns into an inside day. And then on this day over here, instead of, it's about the presentation. You get a stair step 3 peaks pattern up into the high. 930 opens up and reverses lower low, lower high. Well, that scenario has just changed around completely, and maybe we're looking for something else. But it all comes back to 3 things the markets do, and then the presentation of price on this day. It really is fairly simple once you kind of just remember what to look for each thing. I would suggest maybe just starting with 1 or 2 and working your way up from there. All right, I saw some suggestions. Euro pound. Monday opening range. Tuesday has hit both sides. Outside day. Where are we? Okay, so we had this outside week on this week. They hit both sides. Then a first red week, I think. Maybe. I don't know. On this week, but at least a down close week, which was also not an inside week. And then this week, this pair is all over the place. Anyways, opening range, outside day. Today, looking for squeeze of some kind. This looks, well, I think there's probably news in London, right? There's like base, lower low, pull back. It's kind of hard to tell. Why do I like this more than Forex? Because Forex, well, number one, I can't use MT4, MT5 anymore in America, but also futures just, ever since switching over, futures to me just seem so much better. Everything about it, every aspect of trading just seems better, and that's just personal opinion. Pound Swiss. Let's see. None of these. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I'm giving details for these pairs that y'all are giving me, but none of them are making me jump out of my seat. All right. If one of them really stood out to me, I would stop and give it some more attention. But none of these are. You got a day one of the 3-day cycle. Not a first green day. Now we're getting a breakout to the upside, but other than that, I don't know. Do I only trade New York session? Yes, I only trade one session. And I'm going to start here in about 7 minutes. I'll prep my charts and then wait for 9:30. Any other pairs? Silver. Yep. Okay. Seen worse. Monday, very wide range, opening range. Tuesday, breaking out and attempting to go higher and failing. Not quite a first red day. Higher high. Lower low. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to show you the exact template that I would be looking for on this. If I was going to trade this personally, what would I really be looking for? Where did you go? Excuse the long, awkward silence. Here we go. This is the template that is, or I would be looking for. All right, peak formation high. If it starts to break down, it's pumped back up. Okay. 3-day setup always start with first red, first green, inside day, or it starts with previous days. Hey, go back to the beginning of this rewind all the way back, and I've described everything you just said in detail for the most part. I had it all typed out. Dollar This was for silver, by the way, for those of you that were asking about silver. Breakout. We're consolidating, maybe failing. All right. It looks very similar. This is pumped back up pretty far, so that would be a little bit concerning to me. But other than that, we've come off of the low. This is a 5-minute chart, but let's see 15. Peak formation down low. And a breakout. It's a pretty big drive and a pause. Maybe like 2, 3, and then an engulfment. Could be interesting. Richard, I appreciate that. I agree. I wonder if this, it could just be breakout pullback, of course. It could have just broke out and pulled back. And because this has been going down for so long. This has been going down for a very long time. And it's just now breaking out. So I'd be, again, I don't know what it's going to do. And I don't want you all to think I'm trying to tell you all what to do. This is the details that I've got. Lower low back down on the inside. That's the template that I would be looking at. But this is a pretty big breakout. So I'd be careful. At the very least, right? I would just be careful. Is there any setup on oil? None that I was particularly ecstatic about. Gold. 3 days longs was looking for a lower low on the inside, but there isn't one. And oil has inventories later. That's a good point, TR. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic stream. Thank you all so much for being, participating and adding some input, asking questions and things. It makes doing these streams enjoyable. Hopefully you all are getting some value from this and enjoying the streams. And I assume you are because you are here right now. But I do appreciate you all being here and interacting, and I've enjoyed it. I've been doing these streams now every Wednesday and Friday at 8 a.m. So the next one will be on Friday at 8 a.m. And then I've got another video for you all on Saturday that has to do with signal days, first red, first green day. I went really into detail. So hopefully that is useful and the examples and things are useful. I will see you on Friday. You'll have a good trading day. Good luck. And I will see you then. Bye-bye.